This is Giggler Sakshi, and I'm here again to read yet another wonderful book summary for you. Today's summary is of The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So, let's start with the summary. Introduction. What time do you wake up? What is the first thing you do in the morning? Do you find it difficult to rise from the bed? Do you always sleep late? In this book, you will learn a morning routine which will change many things in your life. Waking up early has plenty of benefits. If you want to be more creative, more productive, happy, and successful, you should follow the techniques you will learn from this book. Millions of Robin Sharma's readers around the world have joined the 5 a.m. Club. They learned how to own their morning and elevate their lives. If you want to end laziness, mediocrity, and unhealthy habits, join the 5 a.m. Club today. Let's begin this with the first chapter, The Morning Routine of World Builders. Wake up at 5 a.m. That is the first thing you need to do. You should make it into a habit. If you come to think of it, life is a series of habits. You wake up every day, eat breakfast, take a bath, brush your teeth, get dressed, and go to work. You may be used to waking up late. It will be difficult to change, I agree. But why? Because your brain is wired that way. Your neurons are linked together to wake up at 7 a.m. It becomes default because you do it every day. Neurologists have made breakthrough research with MRI scanners. The same network of neurons lights up for a particular habit. It makes the brain function easier. The scientists also found about neuroplasticity. It means a person has the ability to wire and rewire the brain. If you practice waking up at 5 a.m. every day, your neurons will rewire. It will become your new habit. Stone Riley is a business magnate and billionaire. When he first tried to wake up at 5 a.m., he felt grumpy, like most of us will do. Sometimes he would have a headache. He was tempted many times to go back to sleep. But Riley committed himself. Eventually, his efforts paid off. He became used to it. Riley was able to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. He felt better than ever. He felt a huge difference from his usual mornings. Riley used to be stressed with his busy schedule. But because he already rises up earlier, he doesn't have to rush anymore. He also found out that he became more focused with his tasks. So what happens is, if you wake up at 5 a.m., you will have a few hours of silence and zero interruption. You can concentrate on things that really matter. People nowadays are like cyber zombies. We are always distracted by our gadgets. Every notification on our laptop or smartphone causes us to divert from what we really need to do. The secret of every champion athlete, world-class violinist, and famous painter is hours and hours of uninterrupted practice. They were able to hone their skills and produce maximum results. Neuroscientist calls it flow. It is the peak mental state. It is a period of full focus and no interruptions. It is in which original ideas arise and the brain processing is at its best. Ever since Stone Riley woke up at 5 a.m., his creativity, his energy, and productivity significantly improved. Coming to the next chapter, Habit Installation Protocol. Commitment, discipline, and perseverance should be a habit of yours. This is so you will become a high achiever. The goal is that you will do a high performance every single day. It will be your new normal. Do you want to know the common denominator for success? This is what separates the extraordinary individuals from ordinary people. Successful people have the habit of doing things that others are not willing to do. You get the point? Waking up early, hours of training, extra effort, these are the qualities of high performers. They continue these habits even if they don't want to, even if they don't feel like it. And eventually, their self-mastery grows. It becomes automatic for them. That is why, for spectators, the high performance seem effortless. They are not aware of the everyday, every hour practice of willpower by the achievers. Now, it all boils down to, how do you teach yourself a new habit? Like, for example, waking up at 5 a.m. or having uninterrupted work hours. This is the lifetime habit arc. First, you should have a trigger. Right. This is the signal for you to start. Second, do the activity or the ritual. Third, enjoy the reward. And then, repeat the whole process. For example, set the alarm clock at 5 a.m. That will be your trigger. After that, you can proceed with the ritual. For the 5 a.m. club, that is an hour of exercise, reflection, and study. The reward is that you will feel energized, refreshed, and active. Repeat the same activity the next morning. Trigger, ritual, reward, and repeat. You can use that to train yourself and even your child with regards to any new habit. This is also the same technique that animal trainers do. It's just plain simple and effective. Your brain will anticipate the reward once you perceive the trigger. Now, in order to rewire your brain and to replace the old habit you were having, you need the 66-day minimum. This means that you need to perform the habit arc for 66 days straight. When you've reached your 66th day, the activity will already become automatic to you. By following this habit arc and 66 days minimum, waking up at 5 a.m. will be effortless for you. It will be part of your routine. You will learn the other habits of 5 a.m. club in the next chapters. Just remember the habit installation protocol and you will achieve that same unbelievable results. Keep on doing the habit arc even if you're not in the mood, even if you don't feel motivated. After 66 days, the new habit will be wired in your brain. It will come out naturally. Just keep on going. You will gradually see your performance becomes world-class. Your ordinary skill will soon become extraordinary. Moving to the next chapter now, the 20-20-20 formula. Now you must be thinking that, let's imagine I wake up at 5 a.m. But now what do you do after waking up at 5 a.m.? Watching TV and browsing through social media is a bad idea. Between 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. should be your victory hour. This is where the 20-20-20 formula comes in. It means 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reflection, and 20 minutes of study. From 5 a.m. to 5:20 a.m., you can do simple exercise routines. No need to go to the gym. You can do it in the living room. Just make sure to sweat hard and drink lots of water. If you exercise at this time, your dopamine and serotonin levels will shoot up. You will be more active and happy all throughout the day. Your metabolism will be quicker too. Neurologists found out about BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It is a hormone which repairs brain cells and forms neural connections faster. BDNF is released when you exercise. The result is that you will have a healthier body and a sharper mind. In order to wake up at 5, Set an old school alarm clock. It is important that you don't have anything related to digital gadgets in your bedroom. Take note that if you do an activity consistently for 66 days, it will become a habit of yours. It will become automatic and easier for you. From 5:20 a.m. to 5:40 a.m., the next step is to reflect. This should be a time of silence and calm. You can pray, meditate, or write on your journal. You can list your future plans and think of the values you need to improve. There is rarely a time of silence in today's modern world, but these moments are important. Take this 20-minute opportunity to thank for all the blessings that you receive. Think of what you can do to be a better parent, better colleague, better boss, or neighbor. If you don't have a journal, it will be good for you to have one. A journal can help you remember happy memories. It will also help you to have clarity on your goals. It is not only for listing appointments. You can also use the journal to write your bad experiences so that you can release negative feelings. Next, from 5:40 a.m. to 6 a.m. is the time for study. Learning is not confined in school. You can read books, listen to podcasts, or take online courses. If you know more, you can beat competition and gain more opportunities. You will be wiser than you were yesterday. For example, you can listen to your favorite motivational speaker or read biographies of successful people. Just imagine how much you will grow if you absorb all these great ideas. Why indulge yourself in meaningless entertainment when you can have endless education? Your best asset is yourself. If you invest in wisdom and expertise, you will surely become successful. Set your alarm clock now. Will yourself to wake up 5 a.m. tomorrow. Try the victory hour. 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reflection, and 20 minutes of study. See how much difference it will make to your day. And we are here on the next chapter, the essentialness of sleep. Of course, you need enough sleep to wake up as early as 5 a.m. The problem is that the whole world is having a sleep recession. People are too preoccupied with gadgets and the internet. Sleeping late has become a popular habit. Studies prove that the artificial light coming from our electronic devices messes up with our body clock. It is likely to develop insomnia when you binge watch, play video games, or use social media at night. Let's say you sleep at 12 midnight and wake up at 8 a.m. You can say it's okay because that's 8 hours of sleep. But you should know that quality of sleep is more than quantity. Ideally, you should be asleep at 10 p.m. because during that time is when most body hormones are released. One of them is human growth hormone or HGH. It is responsible for strong metabolism, healthy tissues, high energy levels, and long lifespan. 75% of HGH is released during sleep. Aside from HGH, there is also the cerebral spinal fluid which cleanses the brain. It only happens at sleep. Nature has programmed our body to regenerate at night time. We are designed to rest when there is no more sunlight. Many other bodily functions happen when we sleep, which ensures good health and long life. Are you familiar with the sleep cycle? There are 3 stages of sleep. They are deep sleep, non-REM or alert stage, and then REM or dreaming stage. So each stage lasts for 90 minutes. The best sleep is when you repeat the cycle twice and do not interrupt any stage. So ideally, quality sleeping time is between 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. Here is the schedule you can follow to have a good sleep every day. Remember the 66-day minimum. You should do this for 66 days straight so that it will become a habit of yours. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., you should have your last meal. That's a healthy dinner. And yes, no midnight snacks. From 7 p.m., all your devices should already be turned off. If you need to finish something or check emails, do that before 7. And then, from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., you can engage in your hobbies and, more importantly, talk to your loved ones. Spend quality time with your kids, spouse, or parents. It is more rewarding, more fulfilling, and more meaningful than any posts you will see online. You can also have a warm bath. It will surely guarantee your good night's sleep. Lastly, from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., you should put yourself to bed. Make sure that your bedroom is dark, cold, and free of gadgets. In this way, you will have deep, uninterrupted sleep. You can also take this time to prepare for your victory hours in the morning. Have your exercise gear and journal ready. If you follow these tips, you will surely feel rejuvenated in the morning. This is because you get all the rest and hormones you need. You will wake up alert, active, and happy. This brings us to the next chapter, Tactics of Lifelong Genius. Thomas Edison made 1,099 patents in his lifetime. This included the light bulb, motion picture camera, and the battery used for electric cars. Edison was not only an inventor, he was also an entrepreneur. Edison once remarked that most men wake up at 7 a.m. and sleep at 11 p.m. That is a total of 16 hours of work. They do lots of different things within that time. But Edison did only one thing through those 16 hours. He concentrated on a single project. If only other men would focus their time and attention on one task, they would surely have succeeded. Edison used to work in his Menlo Park laboratory for hours and hours. For several days, he and his team would work on that one invention until it is perfected. If you would do the same, imagine how much results you would deliver. You could be a lifelong genius like Thomas Edison. Here are 10 tactics on how you can bring your talents and skills to greater heights. The first tactic of a lifelong genius is tight bubble of total focus, or TBTF. Build your own bubble around you where you choose what ideas to take in. Do not let yourself be hooked on silly videos, fake news, fake ads, and gossips online. This tight bubble is your scheduled time every day wherein you would only do your most productive task. It is where you could pour in all your focus, all your willpower, energy, talent, and time. The second tactic of lifelong genius is the 90-90-1 rule. It means for the next 90 days, commit the first 90 minutes of your work time to that one project that will be your trademark. It is your best output, your best skill which you can master to world-class level. Imagine how much fulfillment and success it will bring to you if you hone that special talent of yours. The third tactic of lifelong genius is 60-10 method. This means 60 minutes of focused work followed by 10 minutes of rest. Whatever your best output is, it would benefit a lot if you take a 10-minute break. This will let you relax and get fresh ideas. It would not help you if you are stressed and exhausted. You can take a walk, a breathing exercise, do some stretching, or listen to some good soothing music. This will refresh your body and mind. When you begin your next 60 minutes work after that, you have that new energy and insights. The fourth tactic is the daily 5 concept. Here is how to do it. In your 20 minutes of reflection every morning, list 5 small targets that you want to accomplish that day. If you have reached those targets, then you can say your 24 hours has been truly productive. If you follow this tactic for a month, you would have 150 targets reached. In 1 year, you will have 1,825. This year would be your most productive one yet. The fifth tactic is second wind workout or 2WW. You can do this from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. or after arriving from work. Especially if you're a 9-to-5 employee, the 2WW will help you refresh and re-energize yourself. You can do 60 minutes of walking with a loved one, biking, swimming, or a yoga session. This habit will also make you burn calories and speed up metabolism. Let's learn about the next chapter now. Twins cycle of elite performance. The prevailing mentality is that to get more work done, you need to put on extra hours. This means to produce more, you need to do more. But recent research has proved that this work mentality is flawed. Hours and hours of hard work with no rest will make you stressed, burned out, and exhausted. This is what most of employees, executives, and professionals feel. The result is that they are not actually producing quality work. In the previous chapters, we discussed how to achieve world-class performance. But if you continue to work hard every day with no rest, that is not sustainable. You want to maintain that world-class performance all throughout your career, not just for a month or a year. To do that, you need to follow periods of high excellence with periods of deep refueling. And that is the twin cycle of elite performance. Your work genius is like a muscle. When you exercise, you're actually tearing up your muscles. Bodybuilders constantly challenge themselves. For example, today you do 100 sit-ups. Tomorrow, you push yourself harder and do 200. The next day, you do 300 sit-ups. So the point is, guys, if you continue pushing yourself hard with no rest, you will have an injury. That's why you need to rest in between. It is in periods of rest that our muscles literally grow themselves. And so the bodybuilding actually happens when you are resting. And so, let's say you have 1 week of exercising your 5 assets of genius. That is, mental focus, physical energy, personal willpower, original talent, and daily time. You go into your tight bubble of focus every day for the week. And on the weekend, you can have your mini vacation. Spend Saturday and Sunday with your family, go outdoors, experience the beauty of nature. Staying in the office on weekends is an old paradigm. It is true that you need to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone. It is true that you need to go the extra mile. That is how you exercise your self-discipline and willpower muscles. But it is in your mini vacations when you refuel those muscles as well as your creativity and productivity. When you start a new week after that, you will see how much your performance improves. You will deliver better results. It is only through having periods of rest that you can sustain your world-class genius through decades and old age. Remember, don't be a cyber zombie. Be alive and truly experience the goodness of life. See the butterflies, the rainbows, full moons, shooting stars, and beautiful sunsets. Feel the love of the people you value the most. Nurture your relationships. In this way, you can have fun, work less, but get better results. The next chapter is Becomes Heroes of Their Lives. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years in Robben Island, South Africa. He was punished for fighting for equal rights between the whites and colored people. Apartheid or racism is strong and widespread in South Africa during his time. Mandela was mistreated and abused as a prisoner. He did hours of forced labor every day in a limestone quarry. He was humiliated and degraded. One day, Mandela was even ordered to dig a grave and to lie inside it. Then, the prison guards urinated over him. While he was in prison, his eldest son died in a car accident. Mandela was not permitted to attend his son's funeral. His cell was like a shoebox. It was very small. It had no bed. All that was inside was a table and a blanket. Mandela had to kneel while writing because there was no chair. He was only permitted to wear a pair of shorts and t-shirt even during winter. The prison guards watches as he takes a bath to humiliate him. Mandela was given meals which even dogs would not eat. All of this was done to him to crush his spirit. But Mandela remained strong. He entered prison as a hot-headed, militant young man. When he was released, he was transformed as a wise and inspiring leader. Mandela took the suffering and used it to improve his character. He became resilient, selfless, and forgiving. When Mandela was released, he was ready to lead a nation which is free but divided. He pursued democracy and equality for South Africa. Neither the whites nor the blacks will have superiority. He dreamt that all the citizens will live in harmony. Mandela said that he left all his hatred and bitterness inside the prison. He forgave all those who did him wrong. There was a prosecutor who wanted a death penalty for him. Mandela invited that man to dinner. He also invited one of the prison guards to attend his presidential inauguration. All these extraordinary traits made him to be the most admired president of South Africa. Mandela said that when we were born in this world, we do not hate anyone because of race or religion. Thus, if we only learned how to hate, then we can also learn how to love others. Here are 7 virtues of Nelson Mandela and other world changers which you can learn from. They are bravery, forgiveness, integrity, understanding, sincerity, politeness, and humility. Try to do one act of virtue every day. Soon, that good act will become your habit. In your very own way, you can change the world. And that was it with this book summary. Let's quickly conclude this one. In this book summary, you learned about the many benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. You learned how to make a new habit. You learned about the trigger, routine, reward, repeat arc, and the 66-day minimum. You also learned about the victory hour and the 20-20-20 formula. Exercise, reflect, and study. If you wake up with this routine every day, you will be more creative, productive, happy, and successful. You also learned about the tactics of a lifelong genius and the twin cycles of elite performance. Rest is important. You need to spend time with nature, your hobbies, and your loved ones. That is the way to be alive and feel alive. Remember that you can work less, but do more. And lastly, you learned about the 7 virtues of world changers. Imagine yourself having a fulfilling career, a loving family, as well as a healthy mind and a healthy body. It's all possible. All of these will be yours if you wake up at 5 a.m. And here we come to the end of the summary. I hope you learned about the benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. in this book summary. And this motivated you to believe that you can transform your whole life just by starting your day at 5 a.m. If you like this summary, you know what to do. Please like this one and drop a comment on what you think or what you like the most. I would love to read them. We'd be coming up with more of such summaries very soon. Until then, this is Gigla Sakshi signing off, and I'll meet you in the next summary. Take good care of yourself. Jai Hind.